Hello, everybody. A very warm welcome. Good afternoon from the Netherlands. Good morning, good evening, depending on which part of the world you are joining us from. If you joined our morning session, we took you through the soil production. We focused on the Nunhems lettuce specialities. And today, in the next 1 hour, I, Arushi Badola, Global Crop Marketing Salads, and my colleague Peter will walk you through the developments of hydroponic. We'll take you through the journey of hydroponic salads. I will also talk a little bit about our company and some consumer insights and market trends when it comes to leafy greens. We will take you through how, in the last 20 years, we have evolved as a company when it comes to hydroponic growing systems and lettuce breeding programs. My colleague Peter will show you live from the greenhouse really these concepts and answer the growing systems, recipes, and talk you through the teen leaf concept, high density, trio lettuces, and of course, the spinach and corn salad production in hydroponics. Last but not the least, I'll focus about what's our mission and vision when it comes to hydroponic growing systems and how we are developing and moving ahead and preparing ourselves for data automation and other systems. If you joined our morning session, of course, these slides you would have seen before. Just bear with me for a while, and then we will have really the interesting stuff in it for hydroponic growing. As a seed company, BASF Vegetable Seeds, our motivation, the things that really motivate and brings us to work every day is to make healthy eating enjoyable and sustainable for our people, our partner, and the planet. We are a seed company. We deliver the seeds to growers, plant raisers, but we do not stop there. We really focus on the whole entire value chain. As a vegetable seed company, we sell 500 billion seeds per year. By this, we reach almost 500 billion kg of vegetable seed production, and we reach to 500 million consumers per day. That's definitely a lot. Our vision is to be really the preferred partner along the entire value chain. We are directly in contact with the growers, plant raisers, but also with processors, with retailers, because for us, what matters is farm to fork. If we want to be ahead of the world, if we want to really know what's happening around, we have to focus on the entire value chain. Just focusing on one part will not help. That's why for us, really to be the preferred partner is the key here. How do we achieve this? What is there that we do that makes a difference? How do we achieve our goals? Of course, one size doesn't fit all, so the global presence across the world is really the key here. We have a team everywhere in almost all the key parts of the world serving our customers, understanding their needs and helping them grow. Market insights. In this fast-changing world, knowing what's best for your consumers and customers, what's happening around the world, is really the key. If we want to develop ourselves, we want to innovate the concepts or the breedings that we do, we really need to know what's happening around us. And for sure, there is no doubt that with COVID and such circumstances, these things have become even more important. You need to be more agile. You need to be open to what's happening around, to just adjust and change if things are not working the way it is. Maybe who anticipated that in COVID situation, this all will happen. We also did not anticipate that instead of a live session with you all, we will have to do a digital one, but that's how we evolve, that's how we change and we grow. Last but not the least here, the most important, the core of our business, innovative breeding. Our R&D team, our breeders, are really taking in all the insights from our marketing, consumer insights team, our key account managers, and the people in the field, and just seeing what's possible, what's the best that can be done to serve our customers better. Whatever we do, whatever the steps that we take, customer centricity is key for us. For us, the voice of our customers, the value of our customers, meeting their business needs is the most important. As you can see in the map, our global presence, we really have a lot of the cultivations, the breeding stations. We are really focused and targeted when it comes to also geographies, because it's not the same. In agriculture, you really have to be specific to a certain area to breed for the right genetics. We operate in 24 crops and have more than 1,200 commercial varieties, with an employee of more than 2,000. Consumer orientation. You would be wondering that why this matters to us. As a vegetable seed company, we are in the seed selling business. But as I was explaining, the value chain is the key here. To understand really the farm to fork process is what makes the difference. We understand from the consumers what their needs are, what they are looking for when it comes to leafy greens. Taste, mouthfeel, appearance, or easier to buy, convenient product with less waste. What is that they are looking for? And based on that, we really develop our genetics. Now, moving on from our company, I'll show you some insights about consumers' preferences when it comes to lettuce. This is the study where we asked consumers what comes to their mind when they think of processed lettuce or lettuce. These are the adjectives. Health. Lettuce is considered healthy. But what in health? They mentioned it as low in calories, low carb, a female food, green, and things like that. It's definitely a light meal. But what was interesting here is that though consumers considered lettuce as healthy, they also mentioned that they don't know what's in there, what vitamins, what minerals, and what nutrients. The information about that is really limited. The second key adjective was taste. Not in a very positive manner, but yeah, they mentioned that on the crunchiness and crispiness, on the texture, they recognize lettuce. But on the taste, they consider it as boring. They feel that it's not the hero of the meal. It doesn't add anything to the meal. They have to add more ingredients to make it palatable. But at the same time, what was being identified is that taste is really personal. Within a country, it varies between age groups, and across the country, it varies even much more. The third one is convenience. Without doubt, lettuce was considered as a very convenient vegetable. They felt there were many options. It is a ready-to-eat, pre-cut packs. These all the things made them believe that lettuce as a vegetable is very convenient and easy to prepare. And when asked specifically about how do they perceive the salad bags, the increase in salad bags, are they buying more salad bags? They said it has now actually become the norm. And especially this was being confirmed by the pre-nesters category, which is from the age group of 18 to 30 years. These people were really focused on the convenience and on the pre-cut category, which is for them like a norm now. When asked about the different usages of lettuce, they mentioned salads as a filling in sandwiches and burgers, sometimes for smoothies, wraps, but that was all. Whereas when we see in other vegetables, there are kind of 10s and 15s of variations where they can use the vegetable. So there is definitely a lack of inspiration for the consumers or recipes that can be shared to motivate them to really start using the leafy greens, lettuce in different recipes. What can be the possible route of innovation? This is something which we have from our minds, which we thought from all the discussions with the consumers and also back internally from our discussions. Of course, there's a lot of room of improvement when it comes to the eating experience. And eating experience, I'm not just talking about the taste, but it's really the whole experience. Taste, texture, appearance, the mouthfeel. Actually, you give a recipe to the consumer. You don't give just a leafy green. So in eating experience, there's definitely a lot that can be played with. Taste can be one of it. And when it comes to taste, it is not in particularly the sweet or the mellow taste that the consumers are looking for. It can be even a little bit bitter or a little bit earthy taste. So yeah, it really depends on the customer. And when it goes into a salad bag, it's really the mix that matters. The another route is the health. This is also key, as you saw from the consumer insights, that consumers feel that lettuce is definitely a healthy product, but they don't know what are the nutrients or vitamins and minerals that make it healthy. Is it vitamin C, vitamin K? What is it that's making it healthy? Or it's just a low-carb vegetable that's good for me to keep me fresh and healthy and to keep me lightweighted. The next is shelf life. I would say that this is not really a differentiator, but this is a hygiene factor that consumers are looking for. When asked consumers that, are you satisfied with the shelf life that you get in the pre-packed bags, they said, no, it can be a little bit more because right now it gets bad in a day or two from the time when the bag is open. But they will definitely appreciate a day or two longer. But this is something they will definitely are not too willing to pay extra for. This is something they considered as a hygiene. So this is something which they think should come because now the shelf life is really short for them. In addition to this, when we talked about the taste, texture, and health, there is also something very interesting, which is the color mix. The different colors that are used in a bag or the lettuce colors that are possibly available. When it comes to the darker green and red, it kinds of gives the consumer an implication that it's a healthier product. With red, they associate with anthocyanins and some other things. This is association. Nothing has been proved to them yet. But still, just by looking at the color, they perceive, and they also try perceiving the texture and the taste of the product. Sometimes the red are also considered bitter. But yeah, this is how you can see that how the color can really make the mind of the consumer start thinking. In addition, these are specifically about the colors, but then the blend of the colors is also really important. So the green and the red is good, but if you have more of red and less of green, this is kind of something considered not so normal when it comes to lettuce, because still when it comes to consumer perception, they consider lettuce green, fresh. So they associate the green color with the freshness. So the red is needed for the blend and for highlighting and for creating a more interesting blend, but green is still the key here. So just to sum up, the blend of colors is very important here. We talked a little bit about consumer needs and consumer preferences when it comes to lettuce. I'm just showing you now in general how consumers are focusing and what today's consumers are looking for when it comes to fruits and vegetables. This applies to all the fruits and vegetables. I will show some examples from the leafy category in particular. Good for planet. What does it mean, good for planet? The consumers are really looking for sustainable product, for example, reduction in plastic, products that are grown safely and is not harming the environment. This is something they're willing to even spend a penny more. This is something which matters to them. Second, health and safety. The good for planet is important, but at the same time, good for me, safe for me is even more important. Consumers are really looking for safe products, be it organic, pesticide-free, safe production, or it's coming from a particular growing system. The transparency of the whole chain, that's something that matters to them. For example, in health, if in addition the product claims about antioxidants rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, this is important, but at the same time, the safety comes first. The transparency, the organic, pesticide-free, these are the things or the clues they are looking for in the product when buying. Next to that is superior quality. This is definitely a no-brainer. The consumers, when they go to a retail shelf, they pick the product. The first thing is actually by seeing, by the appearance, and tasting comes later, which facilitates the repeat buy. But the first purchase is always by the appearance. So it matters a lot how, at the end, the bag in the shelf looks. Is it a good blend? Is it a good mix? Are the leaves looking fresh enough? In fact, there was interesting outcomes from the previous study that I was explaining, that consumers, when they shop, they try to look and see through the pack. They see for if the leaves are not sticking so that they are not bad, or there is a lot of water coming out of the leaf. So it is how the consumers are really buying. So they look for it and then purchase. So the quality and the appearance in the bag is definitely very, very important. The last one is convenient for me. And when we talk about convenience, there are two types of convenience. One is definitely the physical convenience, where you're getting an already chopped product. You don't have to chop it anymore. You just are mixing it and preparing your salad. Or the other is ready-to-eat meal kits. So everything is there on the go. You are just eating and consuming it. So saves you a lot of time. But at the same time, within the convenience, there is also something which is very relevant, is mental convenience. And in this category, we see a lot of meal kits business growing on. And with after the COVID, definitely there was quite some increase in this category in the Netherlands and in other countries as well. How does it work? Why is it mental convenience? Because you really get a packet full of all the ingredients, the recipe card and everything. So it's really ready to prepare for you. You don't have to think anymore what to prepare, and also you avoid wastage. At the same time, you save the thinking process, and you also get the feel of cooking for yourself. So it's not a ready to eat. You also enjoy the cooking process, plus you are saving time because you're not thinking anymore. You have it ready there, and you just have to prepare anymore. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about our journey as BASF Vegetable Seeds when it comes to hydroponic lettuce. We started early in 1990s. Our first trials were in Scandinavia. After that, we moved in the same year with butterhead types to Canada and to UK. Early in 2000, we started our multi-leaf breeding program. By 2005, we expanded our multi-leaf breeding program, and there were a lot of variations with colors, textures, and types. In 2006, we already started seeing the value of hydroponic and saw it coming, so we expanded our facility in the Netherlands for breeding and trialing for hydroponic lettuce. By 2013, we launched a variety called Finstar, which was a curly leaf lettuce. And I am so proud to share that it's definitely one of the blockbusters, not only in salads, but in our organization. In 2015, we developed Trio lettuce. This is a combination of a dark green, blonde, and red. While developing Trio lettuces, we really had quite interesting discussions with our customers, and also we did a research with Wageningen University to really know the right balance. As I was talking in the beginning about the color blend, so this is exactly we found out while researching for the right perfect mix, what color combination should be there. We are still evolving with the trios depending on our customer needs. Some countries look for more curly, some look for spiky, so based on our customer needs, we always make combinations. In 2016, we started investing further in the LED systems and different lighting recipes that are possible in the hydroponic system. And in 2018, we started our first autonomous growing project. I'll talk about it later at the end. Let's move on. In these 20 years, the journey has been really phenomenal. It was something we did not only just internally with our product development, our breeding team, and our marketing and sales team, but also with the help of our customers. Just to share with you that we have a dedicated high-tech team that are focused only on high-tech salads, be it product development, R&D, marketing, and sales. We have people across the globe that can serve you better when it comes to hydroponic lettuce. Really with dedicated focus and dedicated to serve you really better. We also focus a lot on third-party collaborations because when it comes to hydroponic lettuce, you really need to be partnering with the right people in the chain, be it the lighting companies or the glass house makers. So we really need to understand the nuances and the developments happening around this world. To focus a little bit more on what I have been saying a little bit now, I think as I explained that from the last 20 years, we have been doing a lot internally, but also with our customers. I think if I do the talking, that would not justify it. I would like you to listen one of our testimonial from a grower in Finland who shares his story, and the grower has been associated to us almost from last 20 years. So let's hear from our grower.
I'm our traveler from Helle Oy, Finland. And I'm a sales manager in the company. I'm working with seeds, and I have done a lot of good work during the years with Nunhems seeds, and finding good solution for the Finnish market. And we have done excellent findings for the growers in our area, and always we can test new varieties, new screening varieties, and really see how they work in our conditions and how we grow with our lighted greenhouses, something unique which we are getting from Nunhems. So we are really pleased to work with the partner who can help us and also the growers here in Scandinavian in the north area, where the conditions of growing is totally different than in many other places in the world. Making together work with the breeder, seller, grower, we have found good solution for the market, and always we have therefore be able to supply to the consumer something unique, something good, something special and tasty. And that's a combination with a long partnership with Nunhems. Thank you.
You saw from a customer a live example. This is how our journey has been till now and also going forward. With our customers, we really get value added inputs, and this is how, depending on the area, on the cultivation methods that they are using, we definitely offer a tailor-made solutions. Moving on, I will talk a little bit about our high-density cultivation, the processes, what is there for the grower in it, and what's there for the retailer and processor in it. And after that, we will go to one of our customers and hear from them. But just to start with, when it comes to high-density cultivation in hydroponic growing system, what is there for the growers? The security, the fast-moving cycle, the added value, and the efficiency of the product. The really crunchy product grown at a higher density, which can be mechanically harvested without touching it a lot, and really securing the product for your customers. For processors and retailers, food safety. We talked in the beginning what consumers are looking for them, a safe product, a convenient product. So in high-density cultivation in hydroponic systems, this is definitely the solution. You have a secure product which nobody is touching. You are opening the bag for the very first time yourself as a consumer. It's a convenient product, not at all labor-intensive. You hardly use labor here. Once it's been grown, then it's automatically harvested. And then, of course, you have a much more variation when it comes to the texture of the leaves. And quality is definitely to look forward to. You can see this for yourself from a grower who talks about our blockbuster variety Finstar. Let's see from our grower.
We are a fresh local produce of Ohio, where we sell under the brand Free Leafy Greens. We grow pesticide-free, sustainable lettuce products grown without human hands ever contacting that product. I believe that this type of system creates a whole new level of food safety for consumers. We're able to eliminate the primary vector for which food pathogens are introduced into the crop, and because of that, I think that we have a distinctive advantage over other production systems. Also, our system, being completely automated or mechanized, allows us to optimize our space within our greenhouse environment. Those gutters are spaced out throughout the entire cultivation cycle in order to optimize the space within the greenhouse. Free Leafy Greens started producing our leafy green products in January of 2020, and we have been selling into the retail market space ever since. We have 3 different SKU varieties. We grow a green leaf, we grow a green and red leaf combination, and we grow a spring mix that includes red, green, and arugula. Our green leaf lettuce, the star of our varieties, has been highly desired within the marketplace because of its crisp texture, its sweet flavor, and its unsurpassed shelf life. Using controlled environment agriculture, we are able to control different growth parameters within our greenhouse space. These things would include lighting, CO2 concentration, temperature, and humidity in order to optimize that environment for our specific cultivar varieties. Here at Free Leafy Greens, we're growing in a greenhouse just under 2 acres in size with 16 production lines. Our average cultivation time is 25 days from seeding until harvest. The qualities we desire in a variety for cultivating at high density would include resistance to fungal pathogens, the ability to yield quantitatively, and of course, being able to produce a high quality product output. Our primary output is a green leaf lettuce, Finstar, produced by Nunhems. We cultivate this at a very high density, and it is a crisp, flavorful, sweet green leaf variety that can be substituted for romaines and icebergs, yet provide a more nutritionally dense product, and its shelf life is unprecedented. Finstar is a very unique variety in that it really is custom tailored for this particular production environment. I have not found another variety of lettuce that is able to meet the same standards of quality, quantitative yield, and shelf life that I'm able to achieve using Finstar. The texture of Finstar lettuce is rather unique, and I attribute that texture to the twisting that takes place as that product is grown. This also really facilitates a higher density production with higher yields. It allows us to occupy our space more efficiently within our greenhouse cultivation. It's easy to talk about something when it's just the truth. And the truth is, this is a really great variety for this system. The system, it's like it's meant to grow Finstar, and I kind of think it is meant to grow Finstar, to be quite honest. You know, I've grown other similar varieties that are able to yield the same, if not a little bit more than the Finstar, but qualitatively, it's not anywhere close to as good of a product as what that Finstar produces. You know, the flavor profile, the crunchiness, the crispness, and I can't speak enough about the shelf life of Finstar. It lasts for so long. I've had packages in my fridge at home for months and months, and you can open up that package and it is still fresh and usable, which I think is a great strategic advantage as a producer.
Wow, this is the satisfaction and the zeal that you get listening to your customer, the satisfaction of your customer. When we talk about a variety and try to tell about the unique selling properties of that, that's not enough. But when you hear it back from your customers, that's what we look forward to. That's what we have been working in BASF Vegetable Seeds around developing the best genetics and serving our customers in the best way possible. The best shelf life, the texture, the crunch, that's there in the Finstar, and really a solution that's fitting their growing system. Maybe there's a solution which is different for another growing system. That's how we play with different systems, different varieties, and different recipes to really make a tailor-made solution for your growing system and for your market needs. Next to the mechanical harvest high density, we have the teen leaf. Teen leaf is not exactly multi-leaf type. Teen leaf is a more mature product than the baby leaf. These are planted at high density, 40 to 50 plants per square meter. And these are really convenient, forkable, one bite size, 10 to 12 centimeter leaves with different versatile leaf shapes, sizes, color, what you may say. It's not just the multi-leaf types that can be grown as teen leaves in hydroponic, but also the romaine type, the leaf types, the gem type. So there are a lot of possibilities that you can play around when it comes to teen leaf, depending on which type of texture, leaf shape, and color you are looking for. There can be modifications done around it. It is definitely the thing to look forward to. It provides a way better shelf life when it is compared with the baby leaf, almost 5 to 6 days much higher than the baby leaf. It is a more crunchier product with very small cut points and high divided leaves. There is in everything, there is in teen leaf concept, everybody has something to being offered. Be it a grower, a processor, or a consumer, there is definitely a solution for everyone. That's why we call it that the lettuce that everybody loves is teen leaf. For growers, why teen leaf? It's definitely an appealing and convenient lettuce. It can be grown, as I mentioned in the beginning, at high density and can be mechanically harvested. It's a single cut product, so minimum wastage. It gives really good yield and cuts down the labor cost. It's definitely a sustainable product because it gives a better shelf life, and also it's mechanically harvested, so you are cutting down on the labor cost. The young plant can be harvested within 30 to 35 days. That means a faster rotation. And also you can utilize the whole greenhouse across the year. When compared to baby leaf, as I mentioned before, it gives a better shelf life and a better texture. And of course, no doubt, the appearance in the bag. What's in there for processors? Because it can be automated and it can be mechanically harvested, it's really a single cut product. You do not have to decore or remove the external leaves. It's just one cut, single cut product. So you really have very minimum waste when it comes to the processing waste. Of course, the less labor needed, and there's a lot that you can do when it comes to different mixes. You can play with different leaf shapes, leaf colors, and sizes. For the consumers, of course, who minds a very good blend of different leaf shapes, colors, and texture in their salad mixes? As also mentioned in the beginning, that consumers are really looking for a very good blend of green and red and texture and mouthfeel. So teen leaf is something which really fits that block. It's really a premium leaf because these are small, one bite size forkable leaves, which is perfect. You don't have to chop it any further. And that's why even for the processors, it's high value addition. Just one cut and it's done. You don't have to chop it further in the factory. So you save a lot of time. And at the same time, consumers look at as more premium leaf. Trio. So we talked about the high-density mechanical harvest products in hydroponic. We talked about the teen leaf. Next is a trio lettuce. As I said also in the beginning, it's the perfect blend of a green, blonde, and red. This is the product which is sold with the roots intact. It gives the consumers a fresher feeling that it is directly locally from the field, from the farm coming to the fork. And it also gives the consumers the flexibility to really chop the product that they need, and the rest they can use for later. It has a better shelf life, texture, and of course the uniqueness of different blends together in one flower. It is definitely giving a lot for the people when it comes to really mixing and using it for different recipes. You can use it for salad mixes, but at the same time, you can also chop one single leaf and use it for your sandwich. So there's a lot of convenience and flexibility when it comes to using our trio lettuces and mixes. And talking about the growers, so if you are in a particular market and your needs are more of a blonder type than a green type and more of a brighter red than a less red, so these possible mixes are always there. So depending on the needs of your market, we can really look into the solutions and really make mixes which are suitable for your market. For retailers and consumers, as I mentioned, the shelf life, the convenience, and the appearance is definitely to go for. It's also referred in many by consumers as the living lettuce because they get the feeling of a fresher product. They get confidence that it has roots intact. It's more fresher looking with all the roots, so it's definitely coming fresh, and they tend to really go for it because of the freshness and because of the belief that it's coming from the hydroponic system, so it's safe for me, convenient for me. Before I move on forward, these concepts that we just talked about, the multi-leaf, the teen leaf, the trio lettuces, I think it will be really wise to go to the field. I'm sure you all have been waiting for that, to hear live from our greenhouse in Skravazande from Peter, and he will take you through all these concepts and show you talk more about the growing systems and the recipes of hydroponic. Over to you, Peter, in the field at Skravazande.
Welcome to the Nunhems breeding greenhouse in the Westland in the Netherlands, where we do all our hydroponic trials. My name is Peter Does. I am product development specialist for Nunhems and working exclusively for hydroponic lettuce and spinach. Today we want to show you what we do in here, talk you through a few concepts and also through a few of the basics of hydroponics. On this location here in the Westlands, we have our main breeding station for lettuce, where we develop lettuces for all different markets, but hydroponics is a very important part. In this greenhouse we built 2,500 square meters of hydroponic facilities. Part of that is for breeding and part is for product development. Today we are in the compartment for product development. And in this greenhouse we test on 2 different growing systems. In hydroponics there's 2 main growing systems. That's the deep water culture system, what you see around me. So that's a floating system in which lettuce floats on top of a big body of water with nutrients. And in the back behind me you see the NFT system, the nutrient film technique, where the lettuce is growing in a gutter. So that's a gutter like this with planting holes, and there's a thin film of nutrients flowing through this gutter from time to time to show, to feed the plants. Plants in these 2 systems develop in a completely different way. If you look at this plant, for example, and you see the root system on a floating system, you see the roots go quite long down, straight down into the water. If I take a plant from an NFT system, like this one, you see the plant develops a completely different root system. It's more like a mat that grows left and right into the gutter. Apart from that, you can grow lettuce in both systems very well. Some types go better in an NFT system, others go better in a pond system, in a deep water culture. But basically you can grow all lettuces in both systems. Today I want to talk mainly about where we see the future going in hydroponic lettuce. If you look in the past, a lot of production was whole head products, so like this, like a butterhead lettuce or a Batavia lettuce, where you grow a whole head of lettuce that goes to the supermarket for the fresh market. But fresh market, I see a little bit as becoming old-fashioned. Less and less people buy a whole head of lettuce in the supermarket. More people buy something that is processed. So a bag of lettuce leaves that is ready to use. It's all about convenience, easy to use, having a quick salad on the table. And the same applies to the restaurant business. So the catering service, the food service, where they want to have a ready product. They don't want to chop up a lettuce head in a greenhouse. This means that in a hydroponic greenhouse or in a system, we need to look at different ways of producing. How are we going to make a nice blend of lettuce leaves produced from hydroponics? And then there's a few different approaches. You can say we grow these big heads, we chop them, we cut them apart. So if I take this head, I say I'm going to chop it in a factory, I get these big leaves. So what you have to do with these leaves, you need to chop them in small pieces. This means you get a lot of cut surfaces, limiting your shelf life. And it is a product, but not a really nice product. The other end of the scale is you do a baby leaf lettuce, and then you produce at a very high density, very young leaves, maximum 12 to 15 centimeter, with very small cut surfaces. So you have a young leaf, but small leaves. So that's more of a premium product that has been done for a long time, mainly in open field. If you move this to hydroponics, you go to a greenhouse, a protected environment, you get a relatively soft leaf with a limited shelf life, and the yield that you get per square meter is relatively low. On an NFT system, a baby leaf is hard to produce. On a deep water culture, there are systems available to do this. But in general, the yield per square meter per year is not extremely high. So that's the 2 outsides of the scale. You can take whole heads, chop them up, have quite a high yield, but not a premium product, not an excellent shelf life. Or you have a premium product, but a limited yield and a limited shelf life. So we are looking for solutions in between. So you can start playing with densities in your lettuce. You can say you're going to grow lettuce at a higher density, either on a pond or on an NFT system. and growing on a higher density, you can start playing with your cycle. For me, this comes down if you play with crop cycles, so the length of your growing cycle and the density of your plants. That's going to define the quality of your leaves that you're going to harvest in the end, and also the yield. If you make your density too high and you make your cycle too long, you're going to lose quality. If you make your density too low, you lose yield. So somewhere we need to find an optimum. And in our trials we're playing a lot with this idea. We do that both on the pond and on the NFT. In the far end we have NFT lines where we have plants at a way higher density. So if you see this gutter again, if we space these out, we have plants at 16 in a square meter. So we have adapted gutters where we have additional planting holes in between, and we put the gutters closer together so that we can create densities of around 50 plants per square meter, growing more plants per square meter and harvest at a younger stage. And then you get plants that are looking like this. These are still a bit immature, but you grow a plant much younger. And when you cut this, basically you just, with one cut off the roots. And what you get is a nice amount of uniform leaves that are quite similar to a baby leaf. They're slightly bigger, but compared to a baby leaf you get a stronger leaf with a better shelf life, and you get a higher yield per square meter per year. So this creates a more profitable case if you want to do this in a hydroponic system. If you do this on an NFT system like this, you work with transplants. And what you typically can achieve, you need 14 days to produce a young plant where you can make optimum use of your space. And when you space out after that on your gutters, you need an additional maximum 3 weeks to a harvestable product. So typically from sowing to harvest you can produce a nice quality product between 30 and 35 days. There's another option, and that's for the floating system. I have that there on this card behind me. Here on the top you see a mini romaine produced at a high density of 200 plants in a square meter. And if you cut these leaves off, I will cut a few plants off. I come back here. You get the same. You get also a small leaf, many leaves from a plant that are ready to go in a salad pack. This type of culture with 200 plants in a square meter is direct seeding on the spot, and you typically need about 25 days from sowing to harvest. That is about 4 days more than you need for a traditional baby leaf, but because of the exponential growth of the plant you get a 50 to 100% higher yield than you get from your baby leaf per square meter. And that easily compensates for the little bit longer crop cycle that you have. And on top of that you get a better shelf life and a better quality leaf with a more texture and a better bite. So this is a solution to replace baby leaf, but also to offer small leaves of romaine that have a bit of a bite. If we talk about these, so this is a little bit what we have in these convenience products. And there's one other way to make a nice blend of leaves, which is not going into a salad bag, but it's something that is still a fresh market product. And then you get something like this. Or, well, take another one. You make a blend of 3 varieties that you grow on a pot, and you sell it like this on the fresh market. And this is a kind of a compromise between a real fresh product for the fresh market and convenience, because also this product, if you take it out of the bag and you cut off the leaves in one cut, you have a nice bowl of clean salad leaves that just need to add some dressing and you have a beautiful product. Besides working on this kind of concepts, we are breeding for spinach. There's a high demand of spinach in hydroponics. So in front of me you see a spinach trial. We are testing multiple varieties throughout the year. In practice we see a lot of difficulties producing good quality spinach, so we put a lot of efforts in really fixing these problems, finding answers to a profitable spinach production. And I think we are quite well on the way. If you look at this spinach, like this needs 4 or 5 more days until harvest. So from the top looks like this, and at the base you can see beautiful white roots. So not bad at all. At the moment we're testing a whole range of varieties, and what we typically see in our spinaches is that we have a strong leaf, nice quality leaf. Some are more smooth leaf, some are more blistered. But for sure we're going to find good spinach varieties to supply the market. Something new recently is trials that we do with corn salad, like you see here next to me. Corn salad until now is not being produced in hydroponics. There's a few small exceptions in Canada and the US where they try to grow corn salad. What we want to achieve, that we can grow a corn salad like you see here with a small rosettes, and that you can harvest by machine. Technically we see we can produce a nice corn salad. The machine harvest on the growing systems we have today is not possible yet. So together with system developers we need to investigate this route further. But it's an interesting addition to the lettuce and the spinach we've been doing so far. I think this is what I want to show you today from our greenhouse. So I think we should go back to Arushi.
Wow, that was really insightful. I'm sure hearing Peter live from Skravazande from a greenhouse, you would have a lot of questions. Please feel free to write them in the chat box. Just don't forget to mention the country you are from so that the right sales specialist can answer your questions. If your questions are not answered during the next 15 minutes, then we will reach out to you personally via email, or they will reach out to you to set appointments. Specifically about the multi-leaf, teen leaf, and spinach and corn salad. So as Peter was mentioning, for spinach and corn salad, this is our first year where we have really set up trials and seen the progress. So in spinach, we have done it also in the past couple of years, but now we are really making progress. As you could see in the greenhouse, the products were really of high quality. The roots look really wide, nice, long. So I think we are heading in the right direction. So having the right discussions and trials with the customers will really add value, and we will also understand the right recipes. Moving forward, so this was what we are doing now, what we are focusing today, but what's therein for the future when it comes to hydroponics? Data-driven growing, autonomous growing. As BASF Vegetable Seeds, we are really working with partners down the value chain and looking into autonomous growing system. In the last 1 year, we have been setting up trials together in collaboration with Hogendorn and Let's Grow. With these partners, we have been testing how with data loggers, etc., we can monitor the progress in the greenhouse and really can have dedicated recipes. What are the results and outcomes till now? We have definitely seen a lot of improvement when it comes to growing speed. We have also seen less dip burn, which is one of the major issues when it comes to hydroponic systems of growing. What is our actual end goal when it comes to autonomous growing? We as a company, BASF Vegetable Seeds, we don't want to just offer a seeds or a product. We want to offer the complete solution to our growers. We want to offer the product plus the growing recipe. We want to give you the whole package, the whole solution. With these experiments with these data-driven autonomous growing systems, we will know which recipe works the best for which variety. And this is what we want to offer you in the end. Moving forward, this will be our vision, and this will be something we will offer to you, a complete package, a complete solution. This will definitely help you to make the right decisions because you will have all the data behind the variety, behind the recipe, growing protocol for that product, and you can make the choice that's best suitable for your growing system and for your market. Moving on, what's there for hydroponic systems, hydroponic lettuce as a future? So as I already mentioned a couple of times, that data-driven decision-making, autonomous growing is something which is on the table for us. This is something we are working on. In addition to that, mechanization from end to end, so really from sowing and packaging, completely automizing the whole process. High-density cultivation, and also expanding a reach when it comes to leaf types, shapes, textures, and different colors. Also playing a lot with the texture and the taste, and definitely the appearance and mixes when it comes to trio lettuces. So really making better partnership, better collaboration with the partners, and really making a smarter innovation and data-driven decisions. As BASF Vegetable Seeds, we have a dedicated high-tech team. We are working on hydroponic, focusing more on salads, focusing on tomatoes and cucumbers. And our vision as a high-tech team is to really work closer to our partners so that we find the right solutions, and therefore we are together keeping ahead of a changing world. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. I hope you enjoyed today's session and we met your expectations. If you have any questions, please, once again, I'm mentioning, feel free to write them in the chat box, or you can reach out to your sales specialist. And before I close the session, we would like to have a quick poll. We want to ask you some quick 3 questions. This will help us to develop and orient our focus in the right direction. We will know your priorities and your needs, and we can orient our business decisions and our focus accordingly. So in a second, you will see the poll questions on your screen. I will also read it to you, and you can give your answers, and you will also see the answers on the screen. Over to the poll. The first question, you can see it on your screen. What are the key drivers in the further development of hydroponic? Is it food safety, local production, efficiency in production and processing? When I say efficiency in production and processing, it really means end-to-end production, automation, cutting down on labor, safety, food safety, etc. If you have any answers other than this, please feel free to also mention your name, country, and ask question 1 answer, and mention it in the chat box. That will be really valuable. I see a lot of answers coming up, and we have a balance. We have now the winner, clearly efficiency in production and processing by far. Let's see. Please keep answering. This will definitely help to get the right feedback and to work in the right direction. Okay, I'll give 1 more minute before we go to the next one. Okay, let's move to the next question. So for the next question, who is going to win the game? Will it be the green fingers or data-driven cultivation? What do you feel? How do you see the future of hydroponic? Will it be the green fingers, or will it be more the data-driven cultivation and automation? Wow, we really have a clear winner, as by far I can see. Please keep sharing your responses. Let's give this question another 1 minute quickly before we move on to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one. So there comes the big one, the last one. What is the next important step in the development of your business? You can see all the options there. Is it automation, or is it indoor farming, or is it the expansion of your greenhouse, or you're looking for more product diversification, variation in leaf shape, leaf color, and sizes? What is it that you're looking for as the next development for your business? I'm sure we will have mixed responses here because, yeah, depending on your business stage you are in hydroponics and the market you are in, definitely you will have different priorities for the development of your business. I will give this another 1 or 2 minutes because this is a tricky one. We also aim to come back with these questions to you so that your sales representative can follow up the webinar and also these answers that you have put in. We will know your needs better and we can address those needs in the right direction. So that's our goal with asking you these poll questions. Okay, I think almost all of you have answered the question. I think so, yes. Okay, that was all from the polls. And once again, before I close the session, I would like to thank you so much for being such a great audience. I hope the webinars, both the morning session and the afternoon, were valuable to you. We could share some good insights with you. Please come back to us and we can discuss all the possibilities for your business and we can have the solutions tailor-made for your market. Also, just to say that as BASF Vegetable Seeds, we are really focusing on being the preferred partner in the entire value chain. We are really focused on our customers. That's why the reason why we are here today. As you all know, week 39 is usually the demo days in Schravenzande in the Netherlands, where we reach and meet our customers, talk through them about the fields, about the hydroponic growing systems, and really the solutions for their markets, and talk about the products, etc. But this year, unfortunately, due to COVID, we couldn't do that. But there's no stopping for us. We thought, why not we take the field to you and we take our experience to you so that we don't stop the discussion, we don't miss the continuity. So that's why we thought we will do this way. At least we are still connected and we can follow up in the future with trials and setting up dedicated trials at your locations. So once again, thank you so much for being here, for joining us, both for the morning and the evening session. We look forward to meeting you again and serving you better and helping you grow. Thank you so much for being a great audience. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Thank you.